Okay, so here's our room again. Here's the game we've been working on. We've only been working on it 5 days now, so we've come a long way. You know, today I'm going to start building this section, which is the our town. And basically, what we're going to do is we're going to block it out. We're going to go through and figure out where we're going to put things, where the paths are going to be, all that kind of stuff in Game Maker. So let me pull. I believe I already have Game Maker open. Let's see. Yes, I do. That is our first little world there. That's our first little. Um, this is Grandpa's house. So let me go to. I actually need to open it here so I can actually work on it. Okay. So this is our forest. We have it kind of set up where we have grandfather's house is over here. This is grandfather's house, in keeping with our design. Um, Unfortunately, this screen isn't bigger, or I would be able to put more things on here, but it isn't. Then we have his training area. We have the clinic here. We have the fisherman's thing here. We've put in a lake and a river, you know, and one thing we didn't put in that is in our design, and I'm going to do that right now real quick. Let me turn, I think it's this one, is we still need, okay, come on. We still need our well. Sinner, thank you very much for the sub. So we still need to put our well in, which I forgot about. So we're going to do that real quick in Game Maker. We'll put our well in, and then we'll move on to our big city. Also, like I will eventually go and make a true tile set and stuff like that. We just don't have it yet. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to put the well. I don't know. I think we'll put it like here, maybe. No, that might be too close to the house. Oh, let's see. Let's put it. Hmm. Yeah, I'll put it like here, so it's closer to the water, even though it doesn't need to be close to the water because it's technically a well. You know, let's do this. Let's take the itty bitty trees out. Back to our map. Go to our tile set. Pull some greenies. We need some greenies. Take these little trees out because we're going to add some bushes and stuff later. So we will take our old table. In fact, we can use the table sprite. That's what we'll do. So let's use the objects. We'll use our table sprite. Where is our table? Tree, table. Oh, that's our old. Oh, that's right. I changed the table to a square table. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and block it out this way. We're going to use this. It's going to be our. Oops. Right now, this is going to be our well. We're going to put it right about. We'll put it around back. We'll put it here. So we now have a well. It's just a placeholder because what I'll have to do is I'll have to make a sprite for it so that we can interact with it and walk behind it and stuff. But that is it for now, as we have it. So we now have our well, we have our buildings, all that. This is one road to the town. This is another road to the town. So now we need to build a new room. Okay, let's look at our rooms. Rooms. Rooms, here's our rooms. I'm gonna create a room. And we need to make it. We're going to keep that size for now because as we start building things out, we're going to have to start resizing things. For right now, I need to put all the base stuff in. So one of the things that I learned is when your hype train started. Cool, thanks. One of the things that I learned is you have to keep consistency with this, and so you want to make sure that you're setting your cameras and stuff up correctly. And all of that. So you want your cameras between rooms to be correct or the same. So in size and also what they follow. So you want to make sure that it's following your object. So basically we're going to make this width here. Let's see. We're going to make it visible. We're going to make the width. We're going to make it right now. We're going to start with the same size as our last room. 6'4", and then that is 6'4", 6'4", 8". I'm going to come down here. That is 0, 0 is correct. This would be. Oh wait, I think I got this backwards. Yeah, this is backwards. This is the camera, so this is 288. I'm learning as we go here. I only watched one set of tutorials on it, so, and this is 864 and 648. The object that we're going to follow will be our player, so it's right there. And then this would be our horizontal border is 144. And all of this will change later, but right now, just for what we're working on, this is how we're setting up the room, so that when our guy comes in fact, we can actually drop him on this. Let's do this. We'll assume that he's coming in through this room. Oh, this. Name it. So that is our village. It's an RM, so we'll make it RM. I believe. How did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Room underscore village. Room underscore village. Good. Granddad's house is still our home base and where we're starting. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hype train's still going. That's kind of cool. I need to open this up a little bit more so I can see you guys, what you guys are saying here. Hardest part for me with game design is coming up with the story. Well, we have the basic story. The basic story for this game is Granddad and his grandson live together. Granddad's teaching him a bunch of stuff, sends him off to go do something, and when the kid comes back, Granddad's missing. So that's the basics. So the basic storyline is that he needs to go find his granddad. So that is what our basic story is, and we are trying to get him there. So, in regards to our town, oh, sorry, I turned off the wrong one. This one. So, in regards to our town, and that's what all this is. This is what the design is, and this basic story stuff. So we're going to start building this town out. So that'll be kind of cool. So what I'm going to look at is on the old room, we're going to say, okay, where was, and move this down here so it's with the village. So here's the forest. Need to go to tiles. Grab this real quick. Wait, no, we need that one. Okay, so that's when we are at 1. Okay, so 602. So this comes in at 602. Oops. Room. Oh, we forgot to add the tile set. Like I said, I'm new here. My name's Green. Here we add the tile set. Room physics. That is all. Open editor. Come on. Okay, so now I need to remember how to add the freaking tile set to it. That plus is not for this window, is it? Okay, let's look at the other one. How do we get the tile set in there? Oh, I'm a dumbass. We actually have to add it up here, don't we? Would be create a new tile layer. That's it. Put it down so it's behind. Okay. Then we add a tile set. Right now we're going to use a tile set we have. Okay, we have the tile set in, and we are probably going to be thrown out and into commercial breaks. Okay, let's go to 602. Okay, so that is basically where come in. Yeah. And then there's a smattering. And when we come back from ads, that'll be gone. Generally, you start off in a paragraph of what you want the story to revolve around. Then you start building it up from, yeah. Well, we're doing it my way. I always thought I had to have it all set up and then build a game around the story. Not really. No, you need the base without a doubt. And what we had did. Oh, geez, I forget. I'm in zombie mode. Hang on to this real quick. I'm gonna go up here. And we will answer MC's questions here. And I'll explain my reasoning so that you guys know as soon as we come back from our ad break. I keep forgetting that new people are coming in, so that is completely on me. So I will have to do a rundown as to what we're doing and why, and then we'll see how it goes. Bum 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 bum. This is the ad break that we have. We will have it until we're back. We keep coming and then we go away. People like to see us every single day. And 24 seconds. Twenty 10 seconds. I really need to go in and clean up this mess here. Okay. So I'm going to go back one step here because we just jumped in and started building the map. So to answer MK's questions, part is being me. So are you building the story chapter by chapter? No. What we did was this is about a week and a half ago, I think it was Thursday of the week before last, is someone asked me how would I start, how would I build a game? And so I said, well, the first thing I'd do is I want to know where my game is at. So we built this little mock-up of it, which was just our game has a forest, our game has a village, and our game has a mine. And then and I just did, okay, what do you need for that? You need a train station for the villagers, you need a train station for the mine, you know. And so I was just showing also how to basically here's our three main characters, which is our main character, which is us 10-year-old kid. You know, he lives with his grandfather, and then he lives. Then his twin brother is the bad guy, who is the grandfather's brother. We called him a twin in the thing. So that was the basic storyline, and then it was all their adventures. And so that was on Thursday. I just did a really quick rundown of how I would do something. And then we came back last Monday and literally started building it out. Is saying, okay, what do we need in the village? What do we what people, places, and things are in the village? Where do we get stuff? We started building all that stuff out, and it's all just throwing it up with literally with post-it notes, going, okay, let's do things. What things can our character do? He can knead dough for the baker, or he can sweep up for the carpenter, or he can make beds for the boarding house, or he can clean tables. These are level 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 things that he can do to gain experience and stuff like that. So we're just doing a base. I kind of, okay, let me go back here. Yeah, so we didn't really have a storyline. We just had a basic premise that a kid lives with his grandfather disappears. So all last week we started filling out what is actually going on. So we built like what is in the forest, all those kind of things, and different effects, like sound effects we'll need, and different collectible things that he'll need. It's not all perfect yet. It was just basically us running it through and coming up with different ideas for it. We also built a faraway town. We also built we were starting to build out what levels things can happen in that. We built a farm area where all the food for the village is grown. We built a 16 level mine, which is 16 levels deep. And then we did some mock-ups of what those levels might look like. They're not going to look like this when we're done with them. These are just mock-ups using a D&D D&D dungeon generator, just so that we have something there. We don't have to worry about all that. So last week we just sat down and put this all together, and then I'm like, okay, well, for me, the next thing I would do was I would go and build the world somewhere. We also have like the ancestors, the family crypt, where he goes and talks to his ancestors, and then we wrote out what each of the ancestors give him, some sample dialogue, stuff like that. We came up with a bunch of really cool stuff, and then so that's all 9 ancestors. So yeah, so we were just thinking of different things to do. And so then I got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I could keep putting things on this forever, but why don't we go ahead and look at Game Maker, which I watched a tutorial on Game Maker on Saturday and Sunday. And yesterday came in with, let me put Game Maker back up here. Came in with our little, this is now our forest. Let me pull it over here so you guys can see it. This is now our forest area, and it has Grandpa's shack, and it has the gym or wherever Grandpa's working out. It has the clinic. It has the fishing thing. Gives us a lake. Gives us a path to the big city. It gives us a path to the top part of town. It gives us a path to the bottom part of town. And then we have put in a well this morning and all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of building that out now. So what I thought I'd do today is go ahead and, we also built the inside of Grandpa's house. So, oops, I'm pushing on the wrong thing. So this is the inside of Grandpa's house, where the boy and his grandpa live. And we got a bed for each of them. So this is his bed, and he can move it. We can put it anywhere. Grandpa's bed. Grandpa likes his bed in the corner. So, okay. Actually, he likes it against the wall like that. Yeah. Okay. It likes his over here. So we can do that. We also have a kitchen. We have a stairway. We have a stove, table and chairs, just simple things that I threw in just so that there's some life to it. And it is working from a code standpoint. However, and I don't know why this is, if I do a build, like if I do a run, it locks up OBS for some reason. I don't know. I tried to start and get hung up trying to build a story. I'll try again. Yeah, what I do is I have a base story. Say it's just a simple thing. Kid lives with his grandpa, grandpa disappears. That's the base. But then to me, I need to know what world he lives in, what's around him, things like that. I need to know, if I know those things, then it helps me write the story better. Yeah. And then, so that's where we're at now. Is I'm kind of building the world out in Game Maker. We just built a new room called the Village. The village is obviously going to be based on our village in our drawings here, and our original stuff back here. So this is going to be our village. Unfortunately, these windows do not stay where you need them. So this is kind of what we're building out today, but it's also just a rough out. So we're just roughing it out. So that's kind of where we're at. So today I'm gonna rough out the village, and then tomorrow we'll probably rough out the world above the mine, because there's some things that we have to think about there. But you get the general idea as to what our basic plan is and how we're doing it. So let's start throwing some buildings in and see where it leads us. That reminds me of how I draw. I won't know what I'm drawing, but I'll make a couple lines and then something pops in my head. Yeah, and that's how I am too. So we're going back to here. And one of the things that I did for the other areas, and we'll go to sprites here, scripts. We want objects as well. Is I have a basic building, which is grandpa's little. Oh, sorry, on the wrong layer. It has to be an instance. Okay, so we grab this and we drop it in there. So things that we need in our little thing. We're going to start with making this square, I think. Position, not worried about position right now. What I want to do is I want to make it square. We're going to make some of our shops square. So this one's going to be our blacksmith. And then we're going to grab another one and we're going to shape it a little bit different. Make it a little wider. What is this store again? This is the general store, so it has to be a little bit bigger. That'll be our general store. We want all of them to kind of be a little bit off from each other. This will also tell us how much bigger we have to make the town. And we need our barber. Barber can be a small shop. And we have a restaurant. Restaurant will be a bigger building because you want everybody to be able to eat. And because we have a mine, there's got to be just a bigger building. Let's move back over this way some more. Then we have the pottery shack. And what we'll do is once we get this kind of set out, then we'll be able to go back and make artwork for them. This is the temple, so everybody in the town has to be able to get into the temple or the church, whichever you want to call it. I'm fine either way. Okay, yeah. So this already we've learned that this is going to have to be bigger, So let's go to our room map. Background. Is it the background? No, we have to actually go to the room itself, don't we? Go to village, viewport, and camera size. We got the camera sizes all set. We need to I think it's this one. Let's find out. Let's make this 1024 and see what happens. Nothing happened. Horizontal border. Let's go back to this and go. Oh, no, it's not backing this up, is it? Okay, is it this one? I thought this would be. Oh, this is the viewer's perspective. We want camera properties. 288. Make it 500, see what happens. Nope, it didn't seem to do anything. Ah, this is the one, isn't it? It's the one. Let's make this 1920 by 1080. Okay, yeah, that did it. All right, that made it a little bit bigger. So that was the one that makes the size. Like I said, I only just started touching this Saturday. So okay, so we have our pottery. Yeah, we got to go back to this. Now we can click on that, move that around. We can add our church. Church and or temple, whichever we're calling it. I don't know. Now it became really big. It doesn't have to be that big. It can be about that big. And put it over here. With this guy. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the restaurant. This is the pottery shack. Space these out a little bit more. Maybe move them around a little bit. Let's do this. Let's move. Start blacksmith. And then some little shops. And the little shop is the barber and blacksmith. Yeah. Barber and blacksmith can be like that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need our town square, which we will also use the hut for right now. This will just be a square in the middle of town square, because that's why it's called the town square, because it's square. Sorry, I need to move the screen over so that I can see if you guys are saying anything. That reminds me of how I draw. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. It took out some of the buildings. I'm putting them back. Don't worry. That's why I'm counting. Is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings at the top, which are not in this particular order: blacksmith, barber, general store, restaurant, pottery shop. Then the temple on the side. We can space these out a little bit more. Yeah, that kind of thing, to where there's more distance between them. Then we can build the bottom ones. In fact, we'll move the temple up a little bit. And then we'll add the city hall. City hall doesn't have to be too big, but there's our city hall. And then I think that we're going to move. Let's get everything in, and then we're going to move some things around. So now we need our boarding house. As I go back and make artwork for these, then it will they'll be individuals, and then we'll be able to name them. Right now, because I'm using the same just placeholders for Grandpa's house. We'll be able to fix it later. Okay, this will be a tiny shop as well. This is our candle shop. I think our candle shop, let's do this. Let's put our candle shop between, because people like to get candles to take to church. We can put our boarding house. Move that up one. Sorry, my vitamin D window is screwing with my eye. We might need to make it a little bit bigger again, but we'll see. Okay. boarding house doesn't need to be that big. It can be that big. Then we have candles. We moved up there. Now we need the carpenter shop. We don't want it next to, we don't want the carpenter shop next to the hotel because people complain about the noise. But we can put the bakery next to that because then people go, yeah. We might have to rearrange it anyway, but that is the bakery, the meat shop. Yeah, these are all basic, just little shops. And once we have them built, then we'll go in and make more sense as far as yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are missing one. Oh wait, no, because we put the candle up there, so we're not missing one. That is now correct. Look at back here. Oh, and then we can actually put the stables over here. So this is the stables. We'll rearrange it later, but this is just kind of the basics. If we go, because we need to think about what should be next to each other. So candle shop and the pottery place, I think, should be next to the temple because you probably need more things for that there. The restaurant we could probably move this down here and put the hotel or the next to the restaurant. Okay, let's move some things around here. Little shops go over there. Move this over here. We put the stables next to the hotel. Thank you very much for the follow, sir. FM Masochist. Sorry. As they will tell you, and you will hear, I'm not good with some of the names people call themselves on here, so I'm not good at repeating them. Okay, so we have the stable, the hotel, the restaurant, or the boarding house, the restaurant. Then we have the general store. We have the town square. We can move these kind of down here. And then shape these out a little bit more like that. So this part of town is the higher end. Oh, wait. The problem is that if this is the stables, then we're going to run into the problem is the priest in the wise man in the temple is going to get mad that all he can smell is horse poop all day. That can't be good. How can we be going to an ad break again so soon? Okay, I need to go play with those settings and give us a little bit more time. But let me do that. Okay, so we have that. We have all of our buildings. We just need to figure out how to put them. Let's take town hall, and we'll move the town hall up there. We'll take the church or the temple and put it down here with the candles and the potteries next to each other. There'll be a little side street, which would be good for them. We'll take the stables and put them there with the restaurant kind of tucked, or sorry, but the boarding house kind of tucked in. Then we have our grocery store. And we're on an ad break. Okay. We're building a village right now. So, and I can show you when we come back from ad breaks. Luanbu, Luanbu. Time flies when you're building the game. Yes. Although making 3D models starts at 3 p.m. and yeah, 7 p.m. The blink of an eye. Oh, nice. The ads are doing me right now. Yeah, when we come back from the ads, it's Luanbu. Okay. Luanbu. Yeah, so when we come back from the ads, I'll answer your question. Boop a doop boop. And this is, yeah, we're just mocking stuff up, but that's okay. So we can put a small, yeah, we can put a path down that to where there's some things. But we may need to build this the other way around on the opposite side because the mine will be on that side. Oh no, because we want to be able to have the boarding house next to the mine. Because that's why people come to town. Is they come to town to hang out in the boarding house. No, they come to town to go to the mine, but they need the boarding house. And they need the stables. Okay, so what we're building is this, for those that have just come in. What we're building is we're building our town right now from the design that we did last week. So this is our world. We have a forest, we have a town or a village, and then we have a mine. And right now we've kind of put together a mock-up of the forest, which I'll show you here real quick. It has Grandpa's house, his place he works. So if we go to the forest, here's our quick mock-up of the forest. We put our happy trees in there. Yeah, but it's just doing some mock-ups. Do you need the town to be set as a square? No, it doesn't have to be set as a square. Right now, I'm just doing some preliminary. We wanted to get into a game engine and start building stuff, so that's just what I'm doing. I'm just mocking up the town right now, and then we'll go in and draw on it and do things like that. Sorry, I need to drink of water here a second. It's our tea with our Grim Steeper is in the bottom there. So he is still around. He's just keeping my tea cold, my nice old cold tea. Yeah, this version will be a type of RPG game. We're just kind of throwing stuff together. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just showing that if you just take a little bit of time each day, you can build something out pretty good. Top-down action adventure. Yeah. Do you need a town to be square? No, it doesn't need to be square. Right now, I don't know. I literally do not know Game Maker, so I'm learning Game Maker as we do this. So what I can do now is we take our height. If we match our height, we'll just do a 1920 by 1920. That way we have some room to kind of spread out the town. So we can spread it out here. We have basically all of our buildings, all the things we need to do. This guy can actually go down here. It can be a little side street. We can build some side streets for stuff actually. But another thing we can do is we can go to the room. We thought we had a tile set for this. We do. We have a tile set. So let's go and start just throwing some stuff down as to how we get to these places. So here, this is into here. Everything leads into the town square. We'll bring this guy out this way. Take these guys down this way. These guys come out here. This stable, let's do this. Let's make a road here. And we'll thicken these up later. Right now we're just making paths for stuff, and there can be multiple entrances for the stable. Okay, then we have the restaurant. Oh, sorry, the boarding house, then the restaurant. They will also, maybe they have their own little path between. I'm moved a building. Okay, let's oops. I'll bring this into town square. Like I said, we're just mocking some stuff up. We're not, nothing's going to end up being perfect here. Go back to that and go back to our instance. That, we'll put this over here, maybe throw this guy up here. It's a very tight tight knit corridor. That's actually working better. Make him that way. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. That maybe we can move him this way, but we'll keep him sideways. Yeah. Back to our tile set. Now let's see if we. No, I didn't make one of those yet. Okay, well, it's probably way too far away from them. Well, let's do this again. I don't want it to be perfectly round, but I do want it to be close to the buildings. Okay. Go back to our pencil. Since this is the stable, it probably needs a much wider. Yeah. And there can also be a thing for livery, so. Let's go ahead and drop some green just to offset it a little bit. Oops, nope, we don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so we'll clean all this up. And then just because we want them, we'll throw some trees in here and there. Oops, sorry, on the wrong level. Keep doing that. We'll be on the instance for the trees, so we'll throw some trees in. He's a little too big, but he's happy about it. Goes, I want to live up here. Yeah, so we're just doing some basic. Here we goes. Since I haven't actually drawn a tile set yet, I probably won't. Like I said, I'm on vacation this next weekend, and I will be out, so I won't be able to actually work on anything this weekend. But eventually, we'll build some tile sets for this, and won't have to use these mock-ups. But right now, I just wanted to lay out our village a bit. what we can do is maybe make a big tree for the center of the center square. So that there, put him here, but make him much bigger. So that's our square center working on a mock-up version of the town. That'll part of his game, yes. What program is this? This is Game Maker Studio 2, I believe. Will you show how to make tile sets? Yeah, I made this one in Photoshop. It's a little bit rough, without a doubt. Let me go to see if I can pull up the actual image. So if you look here, let me see if I can. Yeah. It's basically just some simple trees, some blue and some blocks and stuff. I had originally, based on the tutorial that I did over Saturday and Sunday, was doing his tile set, and then ended up finding out that the beds can't be backgrounds. They should be sprites and stuff like that. So on our bedroom set over here, these are sprites, and can be moved around and stuff, and walked in front of and behind of this sort of little character right now. Unfortunately, for some reason, when I do a build in Game Maker, it freezes OBS. So I'm trying to figure out why, because I want to be able to show you that this does work. And there is code involved. It's just for some reason, it's just not happy with OBS right now. So we have that. We have our forest area where we just did some quick mock-ups. You know, things that we still have to do is, we know that the river here comes in at 11:42, 140. So if we go over here to 11:40, should go back to just that. Need the pencil. 140. Oh, need brown. Sure we have it right. 141. And blue was what we wanted. I just. Okay, so this is where our water comes in. We put like a little around the tree. So yeah, they're just mock-ups. They're not perfect, not meant to be perfect, because I don't have a final tile set yet. And based on what the final tile set is, that'll tell us what how things are going to kind of work out. I think that no, we don't need a water. We put some water down here, maybe. And we can draw in a much better lake later and water later. Should still be correct. So our village has plenty of water. However, because we live next to a mine, we can later on use the storyline that the water is being polluted and he has to go and turn off something. You know, but there is that. We can also put a well in the middle instead of a tree, which we can talk about later. But so yeah, that is, for the most part, that is our village and the roads that we can do. We go back and clean them up, of course, but I need to write some more tiles, or draw some more tiles. Thank you for the follow. Elumen, I can't see it because of the colors. This is a good refresher, as I had use Game Maker in my game making class. Cool. So it's nice to see the grounds up. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I try to check chat no, now and then. If you're asking me a direct question, please put at your joy at it because that highlights it so that I can actually see it. Because I don't always see everything in chat. So if you want me to see it, I do go back and look. Your joy, when you have two choices, either build it in to the game lore or having the priest consistently complain about the smell, or you move the stables a bit further to the side. Yeah, you can build it into where maybe the church was built last. Don't know. You know, we never know until we know. But now we have the church here, so if that's the church, and then we move the town city hall basically up here where the mayor and them hangs out. We can move some other things around, but that puts a little bit of distance between them. So, yeah. Working on a mock-up version of the town that'll, okay, yeah. Yes, I'm just working on a mock-up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just so that we can get a feel for if we're trying to shove too much in there or not. Eventually, yes, I have to learn how to make them myself. The one that I made here is very rudimentary. So what I did was I made like our little trees from the thing. I can use those as bushes. So silly. Yeah. Oops. So we can say, oh, there's bushes all the way around the outside. Hey. So we can use those as bushes for right now. We can just draw them in anywhere. Oh, that's kind of cool. Nice little edge to the road. So we can do something like that. But they're just mocked up bushes, so they're actually are happy little trees in very small form, which is the form that you guys use them. I just grabbed them and put them in here, so we can do that. We could say that outside the doors, there's some bushes outside the doors of the houses, that kind of thing. There's bushes outside the priest's house. So there's bushes here, which are outside of the stable. I don't know. It's just silly little. How can we make cool stuff for this? Up, 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 up. And like I always say, is at this game, I mean, this rate, we have only been working on this, like, this is our 6th day working on all this, including the design. So it's not perfect. It's not going to be. Um, the reason I started doing this was because I thought, you know what? The write ups that we were doing were all well and good, but they could have, we can start this part here and maybe move a little bit faster, but we'll see. This is where we come in from the other section. So we go back to our dirt. Dirt. Goes off into here. Oh, that's kind of cool. That works. Some more trees. And yeah, these can be replaced by anything. Everything does not have to be perfect at this stage. It could be simple. Let's put some snow trees in here too. Because you want multiple kinds of trees or bushes or whatever. Okay, so yeah, got some stuff going. We got talk to that. Yeah, so each of our little buildings has a little road going to it so that people can get to it. You know, as well as just some basic all around stuff. And depending on what culture we end up using or stuff like that, all this stuff can change. All this stuff's going to change anyway, because you're going to want it to match that culture. That'll be kind of cool like that, and then this one can go away. Every now and then, people take the shortcut because they don't want to. They want to walk around with bushes. Okay. Mm-hmm. See, it kind of looks like a town now, don't you think? Yeah. Uh, he normally checks chat. Yeah, yeah. As long as you put the at your joy on there. I do scroll back and forth, but Christians were Christians were weird when it came down to building new settlements. They always started with the church. Yeah, I'm not doing that here. So 6 days sounds a lot, but he only puts in. Yeah, it's only about 2 hours a day, hour and a half actually, because we still do our raid stuff. Ads will be coming to me. Oh, ads now. Bloop. Sorry, guys. Yep. You know, but for the time that we've spent, it's coming along pretty good. I mean, in my opinion, what do I know? We have a town, we have a forest, we have grandpa's stuff, we have grandpa's house built. You know, we've only been working in Game Maker for 2 days now, so we'll get there. No, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not coming along fine. I'm just saying, yeah, we are moving along. Did that crash? No, hopefully not. Huh. Thank you for the follow, Cat. It looks like YouTube may have crashed. Oh no, it's still counting, but it says that it's, I don't know, it's saying weird things. It says it's still on dad jokes. Been off dad jokes for a good hour. Thanks for the sub. Yes. Ads now. Ads now. Got ads now for 10 more seconds. Oh well. It says I'm still live, but it's frozen on one thing, so I don't know if there's something weird going on with YouTube right now. Am I not allowed to show Game Maker Studio on YouTube? Or something? I know I've run into that problem before where I've done something and then it says, no, you can't do that. I think we need another path here. Yeah. Oh, bear. And over here, we'll make this actually come out this way. And it'll be double. Going back to these guys. Yeah, if YouTube is frozen, sorry guys, I didn't know. See if it has. I think it has. Go to view your channel. It says it's live, but by the same token, it's not showing it. Game Maker isn't the problem for YouTube. Okay. Did not know, was not sure. Let's do this, and then it looks like it's a turn path. Do this guy, give him 2 going in. Okay, yeah. Put some more plants down just so we have some plants. Horsies love plants. It's in the book. Horsies love plants. That's just what it says, you know. Some kind of around each tree. We need to make a better opening here so that they can go into the boarding house. Okay, so we have our little village almost set up. This is so the hotel can do its private entrance into the restaurant. Oh. So look at that. Yeah. Mock-ups are fun. I really enjoy doing them. It's just like you just get a rough them out. You don't have to be perfect. And you can just make really cool stuff with it. There, every building has something coming out of it now. Okay. Oops. There is our roughed out little town. That's pretty cool. Oh, I don't like that. Not a big fan of straight edges like that. So let's put a tree there. Put one of these here. Yeah. We need to move him down one. The reason being is because I think we need a little more room for the sidewalk. I don't, the single file sidewalk isn't good for horses. So we're going to open that up a little bit more. Back to our tile set. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's a little bit better. That makes some more sense. So put it all around the back here. Okay. And there's our locked up little town. But we also have to think about, okay, what world, this puts it in more into an open thing, is okay, what world are we even in? Does it what culture is it? All those kind of things. Those are things that we have to start talking about when we start working on the tile sets. Let's see what you guys are writing up here. YouTube is working. Yeah, it is working. Okay, cool. Because according to this, the only image that I'm seeing up there is the dad jokes image is up, and but it says it's still live, but who knows? Okay, we have a little bit more time. How much time before the next ad break? Okay, we got some time. All right. So we have Grandpa's house. We have our fake little guy here. He's our little stand-in sprite. We have our mocked up forest, the basics, very clean, very basic. We didn't put any trees in this one, but and then we have our mocked up village. Yeah, maybe just one river. Maybe we just take the river and take it up this way. Maybe not bring it all the way across. Yeah, but it also gives us an idea of how much can we cut out of the bottom, because it may be a little too. We may have went way too big when I went 1920 by 1920, but because we're only going to see the visible part is I believe it's 288 by 216. I believe is the visible part. Either that or it's this one. I forget, but I can't look into the camera because it won't let me make a build. It will crash. It will crash, and I don't want it to crash. Okay, it will crash OBS. No, but people are saying that YouTube is still running, so I'm actually glad about that. It says, yeah, it's live. Thank you, Sparta. Okay. Get me PUPED up for what I'm going to. Right. Pumped up. Yes, it absolutely does. Because you're like, okay, these are my basics. This is what I want to do, and it's like, okay, how are we going to do it? So, but this, like I said, this one may be way too big, but we'll see. There's times when things just become too huge when you're working on them, mocking them up. And what we'll do is, I'll have to do this offline, but I'll walk the guy around and walk our character around and see how it feels to him. Is it too big? We'll see. But as we're walking around it, we'll find out if it's too big. So I still have to put in the code for jumping back and forth between them too. I need to look up how to do that again. So we'll get that, but I think it's just simple stuff, and I'll show that tomorrow, I guess. The highest steampunk game where it won't be turn-based. No, it will not be turn-based. So the core gameplay is around traveling and battling while you gather up some stuff and you get your prizes upon safely returning to a port. No. Or does it send you to specific missions? It sends you on specific things. So let's go back to, let's save this so I don't lose it. First off, save. Project is saved. So let's go back to our design here. So here, this is our base layout and design. And so what happens is, for those that are new, because there's some new people, and I'm more than happy to explain this to them however many times we need to. So our main character, which is Kid Zero, we don't have a name for him, just main character right now, player. This is our player. Okay, I'm still going to do a quick explanation here. He basically lives with his grandfather in their little grandfather hut. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Should look at the one you're actually on. So here's grandfather's hut, and that's where they live. It has a grandson's room, a hero's room, eating areas, kitchen, basement, cellar. So what I'm going to do is the cellar door will actually be underneath the grandfather's bed. And there's a reason for that later, so we'll work on that. So basically he comes back and grandpa's gone, so he has to go find him. He also goes to the family crypt and finds that all the statues for all the ancestors have been broken. So someone has gone in there and just torn the ancestors' statues apart. So we have a thing where the first quest that he has is basically to go out and find pieces of the grandparent statues so that he can put them back together. As he puts them back together, then he can then he gains wisdom, he gains advice from them, he gets a skill from each one, he gets wisdom from each one, and then he also grows. So he when he goes up in levels, he grows in height and stature and stuff too. So that's basically it. So he has nine ancestors to get stuff off of, and right now we're just only thing we've been talking about is the first levels, what he needs to do to level up. He has to go search for grandfather. He has to take over grandfather's training section. Not take over, but sorry, go into and try to find any clues for who took grandfather, how grandfather got taken out. Then he has to go to the clinic, and in the clinic he finds a crying nurse, and the crying nurse tells him things and gives him info, and the patient that he went to go get medicine for, which made him be gone because grandfather was when grandfather was missing, basically died, and men drag him away to the east. So then he has to go into the village. He has to talk to the shopkeepers. He has to talk to people, try to get information from them and stuff like that on what happened to his grandfather. You know, the usual kind of stuff. Then he finds the crypt. We haven't built the crypt yet, so we haven't decided where the crypt is yet. It might be in the back of the temple. It might be further away where he has to go and find it. It could be hidden in some way where only the family knows where it's at. You know, and then he does quest to retrieve statue parts. Rebuilds each statue. Each statue gives him a power up, and then as he rebuilds the statue, he doesn't just get the power up. He has to actually drink from the fountain in the middle. So, say great grandfather gives him the lion's roar. He can't effectively use the lion's roar until he drinks from the fountain. And then that's where he powers up and becomes and gains levels and stuff like that. And I was trying to work out some the main character's age for each level, but I don't quite have that worked out yet. It doesn't feel right. So then goes back into town and eventually has to go and confront his grandfather's brother and go through the mines and has a bunch of terrors and stuff in the mines. Things. So yeah, so that's basically it. And then we have our mines, which I still have to figure out. And then we have each of our in-town folk. We have our blacksmith, a tailor, a general store guy, boarding house owner, a pub owner, which is actually the bar inside the what I put it in? Inside the restaurant, yeah. So yeah, the bartender inside the restaurant. So there's where we are at. Oh, yeah. So we were building, basically going through and started building stuff yesterday. That's interesting. Did we lose it? Oh no, there it is. Okay. So we started building stuff out. Over the weekend, I did build. This was out of your guys' site, but it was mostly because I had to try to learn how to use this thing. I have never used a Game Maker Studio in my lifetime, so I had to go and do some learning. And while I was doing some learning, I built out our grandfather's house. You know, and like I said, I'm gonna end up putting probably the trapdoor to the cellar underneath Grandpa's bed, because there's some secret stuff that I think I'll put in there as well. You know, and then we built our forest, which, like I said, I do have to walk around these things to see how much time it takes to walk from one end to the other and things like that, because we want it to be large enough that it feels expansive, but small enough that we're not using up a lot of stuff. So this is how big a screen they can see when you're looking from the in the game. The white box up here is the size of the screen that you can see, which is about the size of this room. So I still need to set it for the village because it's not showing up, but I think it's going to be like tiny up here. But we'll see how that turns out. But we have all of our basic stuff, so that's not too bad. We'll go in and I don't have a culture picked yet, so I may just go and build just a basic house looking thing and use it for the different buildings and stuff like that. You know, this town square may be too big as well. That's spotted in my car. Okay, no worries. How did you make your tiles look soft, if that makes sense? Nothing has real sharp corners. No, they all do. They all have sharp corners. They don't have, I haven't softened anything yet. Let's move in here. So they're all 16 by 16s. I haven't softened them yet. I do need to make some. So like I would go into here and make only a triangle version to soften those. So if I would go, let me see if I can pull Photoshop up here and let me see if it'll let me do it. So if we go to Photoshop, oh, ads will be in 2 minutes. Of course they will. Let's pull this up and we're going to make, let's see if I can just make some real quick corners. We'll go, okay, let me just do that. Fill with that. So if we fill with this color. Nope, that didn't work. I'll just do it with the. Sorry, I'm trying to do this quickly so that we can back, but there's a lot of stuff. Oh, jeez. That did not work. That screwed things up. Okay, let's try this again. Select none. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to pick this color. And it didn't work. Okay. What is Photoshop doing? Let's pick the color first. How about that? Okay. We're going to be in an ad soon. As soon as that comes up, then I'll come back to this. But I'm just going to draw a quick angle here. And then do a fill. Unfortunately, Photoshop was not cooperating a moment ago, so we'll do a couple sizes. Yeah, not a couple sizes, that's not what I mean. In the town where I was born, lived a man, sailed the seas, and he told us of the ads that ran on his stream. Skies are blue and stream of green. Okay, boop-a-doop boop. Sorry about the delay. Let me grab this and copy it. Copy, no. Deselect all, select this. Copy, and we'll make, paste it and then move it to, oops, Z. No, we're not gonna do that. Okay, we'll just save that. File, save as, save, export. Okay, boop a dope, export there. Go to show, RPG, tile sets. You write that tile set. Save, yes, I know. Replacing it. And then reload. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. We're back. What I'm doing is making an angle piece, which will show up right here. So I need to reload the tile set. I just remember how to do that. I got to go to sprites. And our tile set, which is right there. And then we're going to reload it. Yes, reload it. That's okay. We haven't moved anything else, so everything should still be good. Then we come back to here, there. Yep. Okay. So now What I did basically was this, is I added these here, these pieces right here. If you can see, oh, you can't see because my fat head is in the way. So I added these pieces here. So what we can do is we can grab those and basically just draw them into where they're, oh, I forgot to make those transparent. But you get the basic ideas. You can draw them in and make them straight. You can do the same thing in town where we can say, okay, well, instead of having the tree there, we could do that, you know, that kind of thing, but and smooth it all out. But lucky for me, I didn't make it transparent in the middle, but you get the general idea. So if we go, say, yeah, I screwed it up, but no big deal. You basically get the general ideas. We can make flat edges and stuff like that, and we can make them curved and things like that, but you just have to think about it. Yeah, so you can make that, and then you can use those to do cut-ins and stuff like that. And do them from each color, but the basic idea being that you would use those to make your edges straight. In this particular case, we probably do it this way. Then we can go in with that color, make those. You know, but if we made that internal color or the black something else, then we would probably transparent. I forgot to turn the transparency off. That's what I forgot to do. Let me see if that'll work. I think it's still going to come up blank. I don't know enough about GameMaker yet to say this is what's going to happen. Let's try this. Let's say save it as again, export as a with transparency on, and overwrite the old one. Let's see what happens. Worst comes to worst, it'll just tell me no, right? Then we go back to our tile sets, in objects to tile sets, house tiles, import it again. Oh, sorry, we want to import. No, sorry, wrong thing. We're in the wrong place. We want to be somewhere else. We need to close this to get there. Okay, want this one. We want to import that. Say yes. Okay, see, now it's transparent. So now if we go to our village, you know, it made everything, all of our trees transparent too, but not the point. So now we can go in and say, draw that in. I just need to figure out how to do that because I probably need to make one that is different kind. Let's try this. If we go and put these guys back, then we take this one maybe. Now I just need to learn how the angles work, but you can get the basic idea of what we're trying to do here. I think this is the one I'm looking for. So we would do it something like that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yep. Then we do this one like that. So it would give you more straight paths and stuff like that. So you just have to match the ground colors. That. Now that would make it smooth, in my opinion, and that would kind of work. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would at least give you an angle on it. Ooh, smooth pathing. But I'd have to make more rugged ones because here's why: is because if depending on what culture it is, if these are just dirt paths going to and from, then you could do that. You might also want to make some that aren't perfect 45-degree angles, but are a little bit curved, or maybe even put some little rocks on it or something. Depending on what you're going to overlay, you might want to make some special ones. One thing I did learn is if you, when you build your map, your tile set, do not, and I repeat, do not move something at the top. Don't move anything. Because if you go, okay, well, I'm gonna move this over here and do that, and you're drawing in there and all that stuff, when you come back to your model or to your maps, it is going to be a mess because it works. It puts the tile in based on the number in position. This is what I learned: is this is 0, so it never uses 0. But then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, etc. It does it in order. So if you start moving things around, say in Photoshop or whatever you're building the tile in, it will screw things up. So if we say I never use the door, right? And I take that door out, that's okay as long as I don't move anything. Anything new I would draw in that space. I didn't use these beds because I used the bed in as a sprite. I made a new bed that was a sprite. So I could take this out and replace it without worrying about it messing anything up. But I would never move this over or try to compress it or clean it up that way, because if you do that, it will change the number of everything of your tiles, everything past that, and screw it all up. So you really don't want to do that. But yeah, but making a small triangle here for each of your transitions could be good for when you're putting your pages together. I haven't found a good explanation, shall we say, on building tile sets yet. I'm still looking. Hopefully I will find them one day and I will be a happy camper. But you can see this can work for some of the things. Just basic little things, and you can add maybe a little if you're doing transitions into different properties or something. You can put a lot of stuff together. But yeah, that cleans it up a bit. But I'm not sure if that's what we want yet. So, and it looks like I also changed the transparency behind the trees. So I'll have to go back into, oh, thank you for the sub. I can't see the name. Let me move it. Ah, sorry, that moved the wrong thing. Abacus Cad Brockus. I'll just call you Abacus. Abacus, thank you very much for the sub. That's awesome. So let me go back to Photoshop just for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the black background back behind the trees that we had. So let me do this. Let me do this the simplest way as possible. Let's turn the black background back on. Let's do a grab and go to that layer. We're going to grab some blacky blacks. We're going to say, there are better be, okay, there's no pixels back there, fine. We'll add, come back up here. We'll add a new layer. Oh, wow. That's funny. When you go to pick something off the menu and it's the menu for something else. New layer. We're just going to go there. We're going to go up here in the corner. Grab the two trees there. And we're going to put some green behind them. That green should be good. That'd be good for them. Yeah, let's do that. Let's got to pick the color. No, we can do it here. Grab that color. Got it. Do a fill. Got it. So those are our two backgrounds there. Then we're going to come down here and we're just going to make that a different layer for the back of these guys too. Oops. Cancel. Okay. Select none. Okay. Come back up here. Grab this. just for giggles, we're going to make a background there in the same color green. But we're going to put it on a separate level so that it'll work with this. Okay. So we do that. We don't have to turn transparencies off again. And we can save this. We'll save export, close. File has been saved. Export into the export as. And go back to here and go to there again and save over that. It will say, why, how dare you? And then when we reload this, all of this should turn happy and bright. We'll see. Let's go image, grab that, say yes. So we put some green behind there. We put some green behind the trees. Now when we go back to our village, it's all green and smooth. Check it out. Look at that. And we can put more on. So we can, haha, didn't mean to say more on, but I did it anyway. Simple people, people of the land. See, because now we can go in like that and clean a bunch of stuff up if we wanted to. So. Yeah, so just a little 45-degree angle just to clean it up. And you can do all kinds of stuff with these, so it's not a big deal. You know, just set smoothness. Yeah, so just yay. Now my anal retentiveness wants to go through it all and fix it, but can't do that. Shouldn't do that. Yeah, let's get the basic point. So you can just put little edges on everything. Make it pretty, because you'd also want to do one for, like, if we were back in the forest, you'd want to do one for water as well. So green and blue. So all your browns, like your path colors and things like that, against green, against blue, you know, that kind of thing, so that you can make everything just kind of that. And you can maybe even just like draw a little edge here of dark so that it gives the impression that there's a little bit of depth to it. That could work out really, really well. Yeah. Okay, we are way late. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's save this. And we will close this out for today. We have mocked up our town today. So we will definitely get to that. We need to get to, and we're running late, and I apologize, to our raids.